When I was in the process of making a chocolate cake, I added all the poop I stepped in on the bottom of my shoe. Then I knocked on my neighbor's door with the freshly baked cake. The neighbor, who had just moved in, was unsuspecting and accepted the offer. He picked up the cake and smelled it, and upon finding nothing amiss, shoved a whole slice into his mouth.
Good?
You did good.
The only reason I did that was because the neighbor was driving me crazy. 3 days ago, a young man moved in next door. At first I didn't care, but as I was getting ready for my break after a long day at work, and there was this loud, heavy metal music coming from next door, it was obvious that the next door neighbor was having a party. Though the noise irritated me, I endured it. After all, celebrating on moving day is understandable. However, I underestimated the craziness of the youth. By 4 a.m., the deafening roar showed no sign of letting up. The next morning, having not slept all night, I had to drag my tired body to work. I almost stepped in poop when I passed by the lawn. The new neighbor let his dog defecate on my lawn, but I'm in a hurry to get to work, so I'll put up with it. Due to insomnia, I felt sluggish all day today, until I got home from a long day at work, and then I was ready to go to sleep when the heavy metal music started up again. I couldn't bear the thought of last night's painful experience any longer. I rushed over and knocked on my neighbor's door. To my surprise, this seemingly obnoxious guy was reasonable and promised it wouldn't happen again. I was satisfied with his attitude.
Alright, I hope you have a really...
Alright, see ya, bye.
When I got back to bed, the music was still playing, but it didn't bother me anymore. Exhausted, I soon drifted off. But it wasn't long before I was woken up again by the sound of loud music. Still at 4 a.m. This time it was even louder. Woken up again, my anger was at its peak. I rushed to my neighbor's house and knocked on his door again.
Sorry, but what have we just discussed? It's 4 o'clock in the morning and the music is getting louder. Some of us have got to get up for work in the morning.
But the overexcited neighbor couldn't care less about any of that. When I threatened to call the cops, he instantly turned aggressive. I chose to call the police when I saw that communication was no longer an option. But the police said it was out of their hands, and the neighbors need to report the noise to the city before they can accept it. Now I had no choice. I could only run to my car with a pillow and find a quiet park to sleep. But the park attendant found me at dawn. Because parking here is punishable by a fine, the park ranger didn't listen to my explanation and gave me a big ticket of $1,000. After getting home, I took advantage of my neighbor still being asleep and pulled out the noisy lawnmower to get my revenge. But I hadn't gone 2 steps before I stepped on something. The dog pooped on my lawn again. This time, I decided I couldn't take it anymore. Immediately made a chocolate cake in a similar color and added all the poop I stepped in. And then I made the annoying neighbor eat it as an apology.
Good?
You did good. Apology accepted, Nigel.